What's good, Internet? Welcome to the attackslug experience here on this fine Tuesday. It's WWE Raw 2. We're on Smackdown. Let's start the show. Oh, they got me in a match tagging with the Hulkster, so I'm gonna complain about it. Yes, I am. Why are they having Crash versus Nash? Who booked that? The undisputed champion, Kurt Angle, is in the building. It's true. It's damn true. Good God, Kurt, with a broken freaking neck. Doing it. Attackslug, upon stealing from The Undertaker, now has that big, evil t-shirt, baby. And then I'm here to complain to Hogan, who is not in the locker room. What? Okay. Why would he be? Anyway, let us continue on here. Brother, dude, versus Chuck Palumbo in the game, the ex-world champion game. And so I do welcome you to a fine Tuesday smack dab on SmackDown in the middle of the Superstar Shake-Up. And we have all of our results from last night on Raw, and man, it was certainly something. I'll tell you that much, but before you get into Raw here, we have a bit of news, a little bit of news, and that is The Shield is having their final match. I know you're thinking, wait, they already had that at Fastlane. They're having their final match again at a house show, but they're going to broadcast the house show on the network this Sunday at 9:30 p.m. They're calling it The Shield's Final Chapter, and I'm like, you keep saying final, I don't think you know what it actually means, you guys, because seriously, you've said it before, and I'm sure you'll say it again. It's like Terry Funk trying to retire forever. So there is that bit of beardness. Now, you have to wonder, are they going to have that on the network because something will happen that will have a storyline implication? Otherwise, why would you do it? Like, why would you milk it to that degree, unless Ambrose is not actually leaving? Like, what is the point of any of that? I'm not entirely sure. It is certainly, haha, Triple H, didn't get your long and boring entrance, you got speared. How about that? Attackslug and Palumbo! He misses the move. That's fine. Anyway, so there was that. We have SmackDown tonight. There is a thing with Vince saying that it will be SmackDown's biggest acquisition as announced by Vince tonight, which most folks are taking to assume is going to be the big dog, Roman Reigns, right? But not necessarily. I think they could swerve you there. They could be saying big as in literally, and it could be Braun Strowman. Like, that is definitely a possibility for SmackDown this evening. They could also swerve you by having a callback with Vince bringing out Drew as his chosen one, as the biggest acquisition, and then Roman comes out to interrupt Drew. That could happen, and then both of them are on SmackDown. That is certainly in the realm of possibility, if you will. So, would not surprise me in any real capacity. Now then, there was a bit on Raw that was not on Raw. It was during the commercial break that was on the Instagram, where R-Truth was like, I'm going to the XFL. I'm like, why wasn't that on Raw? Like, that's classic. That's classic R-Truth. And honestly, any way to make fun of XFL, I am all behind every single time. So there was that. Now, you could also make the argument that Vince's biggest acquisition might just be something like a Brock Lesnar on SmackDown. Which, obviously, Brock's not going to show up that often, right? But it could be funny to have Brock on SmackDown, being there every couple of months, etc., etc. That also wouldn't surprise me. But again, you've got options there for your biggest ever SmackDown acquisition, and not just having it be the obvious choice of Roman Reigns, even if I think SmackDown is totally going to get Roman Reigns because they're going to Fox, and Fox is a bigger thing than USA, because, obviously, as I said yesterday, broadcast TV and not cable. So there is that. Anyway, let's get on to Raw, though. Because, you know, Raw happened last night. The shake-up began last night, and things got shaken up. Boy, howdy, did they get shaken up. So, The Miz going to Raw, out the gate, attacking Shane. So there's your end of that Shane feud, right? And there's Miz on Raw. And Miz back on the show with the IC belt. Miz is one of the greatest IC champs of all time, so that is a suitable place for The Miz to be, and I'm sure he'll be IC champion soon enough. Yeah, I can't get Hulk to face somebody else, is it? What is the... One of these buttons changes your attention. I don't know which one it is. So, is it the stick? Nope, that's just taunt. Don't lose... Oh, reversed. I was going to say, don't lose your meter here. Hit another interference. Is it Rhino again? Is it Rhino again? Yes, it is. As Slug goes to the pin. Absolute chaos happening in the ring. And Rhino is here. Hogan turned on me! Hogan, the third man. How dare you, Hulkster? How dare you? Once again, Rhino is messing with my opponents. I don't know why he's doing that. Like, he powerbombed my opponent. He didn't give him a gore. Hogan, how dare you? This whole match is falling apart. Oh, kicked in the face. Why does Rhino have this issue with me? I don't understand. Now, I can figure out how to actually change my attention when... I think this might be the trigger. Might be the trigger. So let's try that here in a second as soon as I... Yeah, alright, it's definitely doing it. Okay, okay. It is left trigger to change your attention. That's important. That's important, Chuck Palumbo. That's important. So, Miz on Raw. Aleister Black and Ricochet on Raw. In a tag team match, playa. And that's where we get the Viking Experience. And you might know them as the War Raiders. Formerly known as War Machine. And now they are Eric and Ivar. Like, they even changed Hanson and Rowe. Like, why? Changes for the sake of changes. And I get it, alright? If War is not ad-friendly on a cable network, as opposed to, obviously, NXT is their own thing. So, they can kind of do what they want. You know, war games and that kind of thing. Like, they can kind of do what they want with that. I get it. To a degree, I get it. But on the other hand, it's like, what are you even doing? Like, seriously. The Viking Experience, that was the best you could do. That, to me, screams Vince McMahon, 4 p.m., day of the show, I need a new name. And that's what he came up with. That is totally, to me, a Vince deal. And, man, it's just... It's not great. It is not great. And, of course, Twitter on fire last night, making fun of that stuff. And that was hilarious. I enjoyed that. But... at the same time, it's like, man, what are you even doing? Seriously, what are you even, to a certain degree? And then Palumbo has just had enough. He's had enough of my nonsense. No, you're not tagging in the game on SmackDown. Not happening. Chuck Palumbo, not happening. Rake in the back. Raking the back. Big chops. Woo! So yes, Ricochet and Black have a home now that is not NXT, so that's nice. And then... Really? And then, of course, we had the fact that the Viking Experience are still your NXT Tag Team Champions, and they didn't come to the ring with the belts. So that's interesting. It is what it is. Oh, the game here. Now he's going to bury me shovel style, as he does. He's already in the yellow. No game, no. Missed the big... Yep. Alright, game. Hey, Hogan, you wanna do a thing, maybe? He's choking me out. He's getting his... Nope. That's... Yeah, Palumbo. Turn on Triple H. Do that. Alright, so... Triple H is yellow, as important to recall here, and Palumbo is blue, which is important to recall here. Woo! Boom. Attack Slug, though, is getting ready for that, Slugalizer again. If I could actually get to it and not be in danger. Alright, I'm not quite there. I'm in the red, which means pick him up, do the grapple, and then slugalize the man. That's not it. I hit A and X. I don't know what else I need to be doing there. Besides hitting A and X, I'm in the red. So Attack Slug is trying to slugalize, and now I'm not back in the yellow. Back in the yellow. Not cool. Not cool. Two. Picked him up. Really? Right back? Anyway, alright. We have to move on here. We have to move on. Andrade on Raw. Perhaps he'll get more opportunities than he did on SmackDown. Again, that remains to be seen. But a good first start, having a match with Finn Balor. I can definitely dig that, playa. Holla, holla. What's that? What's that? Just kicks. Just step in the mud hole, and walk in there dry. Pick him up. Don't pin him. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but it was a rope break, so it didn't really matter. It didn't really matter. Oh, that's a Falcon Arrow. It's not it is not a Sluggalizer. I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm trying. Boom! Now I'm gonna pin him, and I'm gonna say, hey, Hogan, face the other guy. Nope, that's not. Didn't work. Didn't work. I tried it, you guys. I tried it. Times 2. It's always the second one. First one, second one. Is that enough? Nope. And he kicked out of it. I'm pretty sure he kicked out because he's the gamer. And that's what he does. Even being in danger. Anyhow, Cedric Alexander going from 205 Live to Monday Night Raw. So, Cruiserweights, there is hope. Ali went to SmackDown. Cedric went to Raw. You aren't just going to be stuck on 205 forever, I would hope. There is a light at the end of the tunnel on that bit of business. So, happy for them. Seriously, happy for them. Super kick party on the game. Rhino is still ringside, which is hilarious to me. That's a rope break. I didn't mean to hit the button there, but yeah, Hulk, get him. Do a thing. Anyway, so Rey Mysterio going to Raw. So again, we can continue Rey and Andrade on a different brand. I'm fine with that. Those were good matches. I enjoyed them a lot. So more of those is certainly preferable, if you will. Now then, Lars came out to beat up Rey Mysterio, which I guess continues Lars being the new legend killer here in the business. Because first he attacked Kurt Angle, then he attacked the Hardys, and now he's attacking Rey Mysterio. So certainly following in Randy's footsteps there a little bit, if you will. So there was that. The Usos going to Raw, which they totally botched the name graphic on during Raw when they had the revival. And it's like, oh, spoiler, you guys, it's the Usos. So that's... Sure, they've kind of done whatever they've done so much on SmackDown. Having them fight a new batch of tag teams is preferable as one of the best tag teams in the business, and definitely is a good reason for them losing to the Hardys for those SmackDown tag titles. So there was that. That happened, and I'm looking forward to hopefully fresh matches. Now, it would not surprise me to see the Revival go to SmackDown. Like, the time ran out. 10-minute time limit draw on SmackDown. So, nobody wins. Nobody loses. Nobody wins. Oh, I set a trap! And put a box on Taker's. Ha ha ha! Ha 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 ha! I set a trap and you fell for it. That's right. I have 2 goals here in this season mode. I want a match with Undertaker, and I want to win a world title. 2 goals. It's time for Judgment Day. And I'm fighting Tajiri. Finally, another singles match. I can definitely appreciate that. Kurt Angle defending against Hogan in a cell, and Kurt Angle defending against Steve Austin. Double duty, Kurt. Judgment Day. The Japanese buzzsaw, Tajiri, versus your boy, attackslug. Now then, Usos on Raw, and so is Naomi, because obviously, wherever the Usos go, there goes Naomi. That's fine. Naomi, though, teaming with Bayley on Raw because Sasha Banks is missing. And they actually are running an angle right now with Sasha Banks being kind of just out of the picture for a little bit. The word is they had her sit home to decide what she wants to do, essentially. So, I'll be curious what that ends up being and if they play it into a larger angle because they have a habit of playing real-life things into larger angles. So, oh, standing moonsault from Tajiri. He might just beat me here. That is entirely possible. Right now, only a 1 count. Tajiri. Ah, I missed the grapple. I missed the grapple. Standing Hurricanrana into another pinfall. What the blue hell? Earl Hebner, get down there. Do a thing. Anyway. EC3 got squashed in a non-match by Braun. And one has to wonder what in the blue hell they're doing with EC3. But he is on Raw now, officially. So they're giving these people who were NXT call-ups an actual spot on the show, which is important, obviously. You can't just have him be a mystery forever, and it's the shake-up, so they gotta have a spot on the show. So, that's important. Anyway, Lacey Evans had a match. Holy crap. Didn't just walk out, had a number 1 contenders match, which she won against Natalya. So we now know Lacey on Raw going to challenge Becky for that belt, etc. Rope break, etc. if you will. So that's going to be curious to see if she beats Becky or not, or if Becky continues to be Becky 2 belts for a little bit longer. I keep hitting the wrong button there. It's just pissing me off. That's my own hubris in that whole bit of business. Destiny! Make you tap, Tajiri. You tap or you snap. Anyway, so there was that. Another creepy Bray Wyatt, we assume, teaser with a bunch of dolls. Sure, alright, that's fine, whatever. Bray on Raw, I would guess, but again, who knows? Could be a lot of things. Who knows? But creepy nonetheless. And Eric Young, as announced, I guess, on the internet first? I don't know. Going to Raw, which I guess means Sanity is done. Not that they ever did much with them on the main roster at all. And certainly having them all getting beat up by The Miz solo did not do them any favors at all. But there you go. If it's EY only on Raw and nobody else, then that means, hey, Sanity is done. Now, will they actually do anything with EY on Raw? That remains to be seen. I would guess probably not, but look, it's Raw. They've got 3 hours. I would certainly perhaps see him on Raw doing something, maybe. They have 3 hours. Anyway. And then, of course, your biggest get in your main event of Raw is AJ Styles. So, one of the SmackDown stalwarts, is that a word? One of the SmackDown, major players, the house that AJ Styles built, he is no longer on SmackDown Live. Now, that was rumored last year. Didn't happen when he had some red gear. But it is now official, AJ on Raw, which is why everyone's assuming Roman going to SmackDown. Now, after the show, Dean came out, kind of took a bow, and that whole thing, so there was that. What does trust mean? What does... What? What? Why? What? How? Huh? I don't... Oh, it's Hogan beating up Rhino. I mean, look. First of all, I think that's Rhino. Second of all, alright. But I don't want to be friends with Hulk Hogan. Just, seriously. I don't need any scandals on me. Go away, Hulk. Now, conspicuous by his absence on Raw, as we had assumed from last week, there was no Joe. And the word is, Joe has the flu, and they had to obviously reschedule that whole thing. Attackslug now stealing from Kane. By God, it's gotta be Kane. Match announcement from Eric Bischoff. Is he gonna announce Attackslug and Rhino for the next pay-per-view, considering all those things that have been going on? And, by God, I can't believe what he just said! What did he just say? You couldn't even put text in there? Something from Eazy-E? No? Nothing? Just announcing things that are gonna happen? Sure, alright. What's the announcement? Give me a text prompt. GM request card is going to be Attackslug and Val Venus. Why the big Val Boski? Manipulate. I'm trying to manipulate Rhino here because I want to not be attacked by Rhino all the time. But why is Val, that wasn't Rhino. What? Alright, yeah, things are Oh! I got Val to attack Rhino. Sure, that's fine. But I had a match with Val, so that... Okay. This makes about as much sense as Wrestling Revolution 3D did, so, video games. I'm gonna, once again, try to encourage Brock Lesnar, who is not here. So, Brock wants nothing at all to do with me. Oh well. Kurt Angle, Hulk Hogan, World Title. Who's gonna win? Kurt Angle defends by knockout in 3 minutes. He knocked that old man out. In the Hell in the Cell. Kurt Angle, Steve Austin, WWE title. Can Kurt do it 2 in a row? No, he cannot. Steve Austin, your new WWE Champion in 3 minutes. And that's the end of Judgment Day and the end of the episode today. Thanks for joining the attackslug experience. I'll see you next time right here on this channel. And I'm out.